Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey, Adam G, your online Queenspirational talk show. So, after speaking with Miss Supranational USA 2023 Riley Spinks, it's now my turn to interview this guy who has just won the right to represent his country to the upcoming Mr. Supranational this coming July. He comes from Arizona and he is working as a professional model and a flight steward. So without further ado, please say hello to Mr. Supranational United States 2023, Daniel Zemeida.
How's it going?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Amazing. I feel like life has not stopped since the win. It's like I get all the love on social media, which I'm really happy for. I'm trying to respond to every single person who reaches out to me. So thank you for the well wishes and the support. And I feel like this is when like the real road really begins. Going to Poland, competing, getting to represent my country. It's an honor and a privilege. And so got a lot of work to do, and I'm ready to start.
Wow, it's as if you know what you already signed up for, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read the syllabus, and so I knew exactly like kind of the road, what I was getting myself into. I do a lot of different things in my life, whether it be as an actor, a model, or a flight attendant, and so I think my life works out because oftentimes these things are interchangeable. When something is very hot or requires a lot of time, usually the other two don't require as much. It's when all three are kind of hitting at the same time that your schedule can get a little clunky. So I try to organize myself really well. I think the best thing about me is probably my professionalism and my organization. To be really well organized, it makes it look like life is easy. If you're not organized, it kind of looks like you're all over the place. And so you want to be calm, relaxed. And so that's how I want to go about life. And so I try to set myself up that way.
Wow, well organized. So I assume if we go to your house, your cabinet is all the clothes in your cabinet are organized in a spick and span manner.
Totally, yes.
Color coded even.
Yeah, color code. I always color code too. I'll go like t-shirts, and then I'll go button ups, and then flannels, and then dress shirts. I like to hang my pants as well, and then the ironing board is right there, so I can like fresh it up. And I just bought a nice shoe rack. It's like 4 different levels, and so everything fits really well. And I wasn't always like this. Growing up, my parents weren't super big on like having to be organized, having to like iron your clothing. And it wasn't until I went to college that I just realized, I think my preference is for my space to be nice. I don't know if I'm like a neat freak necessarily, but a nice space I think goes a lot with just your well-being, your mental state, and how I feel and operate. So maybe I'm a little bit of a freak.
In a good way.
In a good way. A good freak.
Yeah. So you as you've said, you're working as a model, actor, and a flight steward. So why are you joining a pageant? Like why are you joining a male pageant?
Yeah, no, great question.
Afterwards?
Honestly, a male pageant I think really fits well for my personality and my goal in life. I'm fortunate enough to know other male pageant winners. Elijah is one of my best friends, and he competed last year in Mr. Supranational and got runner-up. And so he was a big advocate for why I got into the competition, and I saw how it directly changed his life. And if it changed his life, I know it can do the same for me, specifically because we work in the same industry. And so I have some background kind of in the pageant world, not necessarily doing pageants, but I used to work for Disney as Prince Charming.
Oh.
And so like the whole royalty and, talking with people, presenting yourself well, and like that like luxury royal world, I'm very familiar with.
So those compliments that you're getting from strangers or even kids kind of psych you up for this. That
Yeah.
You have the potential.
I'm used to it. And I'll say this, my favorite thing about working with Disney was the biggest honor and privilege that I've ever had in my life, because I don't know about you, I don't know about people watching, but I think Disney has affected all of us in some way, whether it's through their movies, through their music. And so if you're a Disney cast member and somebody comes to see you, they're not coming to see like the actor. They're coming to see like Prince Charming. They're coming to see Cinderella. They're coming to see that those fantasy characters are real. And so you have the honor and the right to make that story true. and to bring that character to life. And so it was the biggest honor every day because some people only go to Disney once in their life. And it costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time to take time out of your day to do this. And so you have to respect them and honor them and literally, it's cheesy, but make their dreams come true.
Yeah, and you're living your dream come true as well.
I am.
Yeah, from Prince Charming to an aspiring model, everything is all about looks, and how you are putting yourself out there. So I wonder, in those 23 years of existence so far, do you think, can you say, being handsome can get you far in life?
I will say this. I think being well put together will get you much farther in life because oftentimes people want to work with people who look like they have it together. So whether that be having a specific look, whether that be having a specific education, people want to work with people that have it together and they know that they can further their journey. So me, I wouldn't necessarily say I was an ugly duckling. However, growing up, I had a birthmark right here on my right by my nose. It was a mole. It was the size about my pinky, and I wasn't born with it, but I got it relatively early, around 1 year old, and I had it from 1 to when I was 18. And I think I wouldn't be the person I was today if I didn't have that. I got it removed right before going to college, but my entire life I got bullied for it. People made fun of me for it. Kids, whatever difference you have, they'll jump on. And so I got jumped on that a lot. My nickname was Holy Moly, and people would go, Moly, Moly, Moly. And so it's fun now that I'm past it. But, it taught me that when you get knocked down and people make fun of you, it's up to you to decide if you're going to build yourself back up or if you're going to listen to them. And I decided not to listen to the people who didn't understand me, to not give the people who were negative the most airway, and let all the people who were positive, let them have more of a presence in my life.
No, what were those negativities that you had to deal with beforehand?
Yeah, well, it's never good to look in the mirror and want to be something else. It's never good to look in the mirror and think, well, if I just changed this, or if I just had this, then all my problems would be solved. And sometimes you get into that headspace. So oftentimes I had to overcorrect my confidence and just fake it to, I think, push them away. Because anytime you're super confident, anytime it looks like you have it all together, other people around you are going to try to pull you down, are going to try to bring you back to earth, pop your bubble, your big dream. And so I think it's a really good tool to oftentimes to just hype yourself up, to have this alter ego, this figure that like you are enough, that changing that one thing really wouldn't change you. And at the end of the day, it's like, it's a long road. And so doing one thing different is not going to change everything. And self-love is the most important thing you can have.
Listening at you right now, you seem to be so mature for your age. You're so well grounded at the same time. Well, you seem to have a good head above your shoulders. Yeah. So I wonder, in everything that you've said so far in the past 8 minutes, what is one accomplishment that you are so proud of the most, and why?
I think my number one accomplishment would have to be just unapologetically being me and being willing to grow. I think if you look at, for me, for example, if I look at where I'm at right now compared to where I was a year ago, I see substantial growth. And I think we could all do that. If we look at where we're at right now compared to where we were a year ago, there is substantial growth and there is substantial life changes. And so in life, people often think that people don't change, or you're the same person, or you fall into the same habits. But I think in a lifetime, you're going to be multiple different people. And so being willing to grow, being willing to adapt, challenging yourself. I think one of the biggest problems people have is they think they're done. They think they're solved. I think we're great at thinking of our life until we hit like 35.
Yeah.
Like go to school, get a degree, maybe have kids, get the job you want in the position. And you usually can accomplish those things by like 30, 35. And so you don't think of like what's life after that. And if you don't think about what's life after that, then you don't really know, I think, what to really prepare for, or you don't know what's truly valuable. And for me in my life, the most important thing is human experience in relationships. Because it doesn't matter if you have all the money, it doesn't matter if you have all the success, you need someone to share it with, you know? And so personally, I feel like I get a lot of my energy and inspiration from other people that I'm fortunate to meet, fortunate to work with. And how did I get mature quickly? It's because I often put myself in a room where I'm not the smartest person and I got 2 ears and 1 mouth. So I try to listen twice as hard as I talk.
So that probably explains why you do so much content on your social media account. You know, you humble yourself and get to know the other people in the room, like what you did with your fellow contestants in Mr. Supranational USA.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, people are the most interesting things in the world. And what's so fun about pageants is we were all from different states. Like I'm from Arizona, and I was able to interview people from Vermont, Washington, Rhode Island, states I've never been to, Oregon. And so seeing what's life like there, because I think oftentimes we have these stereotypes, or we have these just notions that we believe this place is like this. And social media certainly perpetuates that. And so on my social media, I try to figure out what the truth is. I think stereotypes can often maybe come from a place that may have been true, but oftentimes isn't fully true, or it definitely is not the full story. And so it's nice to see what their experiences are. Because in life, we paint our own narrative. And so what narrative are you painting? What experiences have you had? And all of these men were amazing men and had their own versions of what masculinity was. And so I loved learning from them. I loved having fun with them. And the content I like to make is entertainment first, because I think people need a little bit more happiness and light, and then information. And you can get it through that way, you know? In school, everyone watched like Bill Nye the Science Guy. And you had all the information, but you also had a bunch of entertainment, which had you coming back for more. And if you can entertain people and inform people, that's how you hold people, and that's how you make change.
Wow, what a loaded statement. He's here to make a change. Is that why you're here?
Yes, totally.
Yeah. So how are you, with that goal in mind, how are you seeing yourself in your upcoming journey in Mr. Supranational in Poland?
Yeah. Honestly, I think my number one goal is to inspire youth. Back in Arizona, I was a really big advocate for youth education. I did community service projects. My first community service project that I ever embarked on myself was teaching 7th and 8th graders financial literacy. Where I grew up, you know, it was more middle class, lower middle class. And oftentimes you get stuck in the same decisions that family members make or that don't give you that financial freedom. And so in America, we don't really teach financial literacy. We don't really teach it to kids at all. And it's very simple things too, like how to balance a checkbook. Don't have checkbooks anymore, but like how to balance a bank, how to open a credit card, credit unions, what's a loan, 401k, retirement, like very basic, simple things that if you invest to when you're young, you start building your credit when you're young, by the time you want to buy that house, want to get the car, you have the credit to back yourself up. And you also understand that this whole credit system, the money I don't have, it's money you shouldn't be spending because then you're putting yourself into a hole. And it's easier said than done. And so just like anything else, teaching good food habits or teaching good like social habits, they're things that you have to teach young. And the youth are the future of this country and the future of the world. And if we're not putting all of our time into bettering them, then how are we going to better the world?
Exactly. Wow. You really have what it takes as early as now. You are so sensible. You have a good grasp of what you're getting into. You really know how to do this well if you will really, concentrate on winning this pageant very, very soon.
Totally. And I think this pageant is a great platform. So whoever wins, I think, can really use this platform for a change of good. And so I'm ready to make the change happen.
There you go, guys. So he's very, very dead set in making himself aspirational and inspirational in the upcoming pageant in Mr. Supranational. There you go, Daniel Zemeida. So thank you so much. I really have a feeling that you will do well in the competition. I just can feel it. I don't know what your ground up project will be. I can't wait to see it. But for sure, with the so many super chat online challenges that will be coming your way, for sure you'll be able to nail it. And the way you even walk and presented yourself during the previous competition will be a preview of how you will conduct yourself in the international competition. Then I think, you know, it's safe to say USA is definitely ready for its second win in this contest.
I hope so. Yeah, it's an honor and a privilege, and thank you for this. I really appreciate it.
All right, good luck. Good luck, Daniel, and I can't wait to follow your journey in Poland very, very soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck. Thank you so much again, guys. Have fun. I hope you had fun getting to know Daniel through this interview, and come support him in his upcoming journey in Mr. Supranational. Where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Daniel Zemeida. That's DANIEL ZEMEIDA.
All right. Take care, guys, and come show some love to him on his social media accounts.
Come talk to me.
God
Don't be
bless
a
you
stranger.
guys. Bye.
Bye.